Hi, I'm Simon Briskman. I'm a partner at Field Fisher Waterhouse LLP, and we're one of the major technology outsourcing and privacy law firms in Europe. Well, the main legal concern to me is about repurposing of data through big data search and analytics. And what I mean by that is I think we can assume that most companies will have gathered the data they have in compliance with current laws. But when you start to search across the organisation and feel your way into different databases or look into the dark web, you present yourself with a new problem, which is that you begin to use that information in a way it was never gathered for, and the regulators care a lot about the purpose for which information was gathered. The potential repercussions of this repurposing can be quite serious. I've likened big corporates to lobsters in a pot on this particular issue because the heat's being turned up slowly underneath them. Regulations got tighter, and now the fines in this sort of area can be of the order of $500,000 in the UK. And since we've seen the new data protection regulation that Europe intends to bring in, fines of 2% of global turnover of the organisation will be possible in the future. When you add to that other regulators such as the FSA, who have already fined many millions for data breaches, you'll realise the scale of the problem. Our advice to companies who are trying to create a strategy for legal and regulatory compliance in their big data program is to start with a professional regulatory impact assessment for the kind of purposes you're going to use your data for. What does that mean? Well, it means doing some level of audit on the information you've got in the organisation and how it's presently used, and marrying that up with the regulatory requirements. If you begin with an impact assessment, you can get to understand which of your big data you can access and which of it might need suppressing, flagging, or perhaps encrypting so that it's not accessible to search. But you can also begin to re-engineer your big data for the future so that you can use a far wider data set for your future purposes. I think people are looking for the law to adapt to big data, but the truth is big data will have to adapt to the law. There's already very mature data laws around the world. For instance, Sarbanes-Oxley, MiFID, Basel II, or the European Bloc's Data Protection Directive, and now the Data Protection Regulation. So while a lot of people in the big data sphere are saying, well, I can grab this data, I can go access it on the web, it's easy to get hold of, the truth is, once they've got it and choose to change the purpose for which that data was made available, they have a regulatory issue which needs to be dealt with.